Howdy guys and dolls out there in YouTube land, your favorite little keto review Keto Diamond back again. Today I have the honor of working with two of my favorite keto YouTubers. One is Theresa over at Ketofatgirl Nomore, and one is Tamra over at Keto and the Chaos. As you see, I have a busy household here. So I will let both of these ladies tell you their remarkable stories. You can find their links in the description below, and they'll occasionally pop up in the eyes. Both have remarkable stories to tell, so please check them out. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and like buttons. Hit the like button on this one too. Or thumbs up, whatever you want to call it. So for those of you who don't know me, I am 40 years old, the mother of two, a grandmother of two, and I have used a ketogenic diet, mine being 75% fat, 20% protein, and 5% carbohydrate or less a day to lose 118 pounds and 16 feet of fat and flesh from my body. I'm going to show you a picture so you can see just how far I've come so far. The journey continues though. Now the reason for the collaboration today is that we wanted to talk to you guys about the ways we do keto. There are multiple ways, of course. I think these are probably the most common two. But the way I do keto and the reason I chose this way is when I first heard about it, my brother-in-law said, hey, go check out keto. So I went straight to YouTube and I started looking it up and listening. And to be honest with you, this is the first time I ever heard of a diet plan that legitimately sit right with me. And I was like, you know, that sounds right and it sounds doable. Especially the selling point of you don't have to work out really hard all the time. You don't have to starve yourself. It's a great all-around diet. So, because for me, doing those things in the long term would be very, very difficult. And so I chose this because not only did it sound good, but the science sounded really good behind it. It sounded good and strong. And I just really understood it. It clicked for me pretty much right away. I started the very day I heard the word keto. I'd never heard it before. And when I started looking it up, and I came to the understanding of what the macros were, and it took me a minute because 75% fat, how? 20% protein, what is that? And 5% or less carbohydrates. Okay, let's start there. What does that mean? So for both me and Tamra and Theresa, it is 20 grams of carbohydrates a day or less. So I was like, okay. And I started looking up like keto calculators, and for me, the one I found that worked best was the Keto Diet Budget calculator. And I don't use the app, I just use that calculator to get my macros. I started right away. That day, when I walked over to my refrigerator, I concentrated on meat, cheese, eggs, green vegetables, and healthy oils like butter and coconut oil. And I didn't have everything I needed, obviously, and there was a bunch of other crud in the refrigerator that I didn't need to be touching. So it took me a little while to really adjust and figure out what I was doing. But once I got the hang of it, the weight just melted off. I started my YouTube channel. Well, I started my keto journey on YouTube 1 month into keto. On my 1 month keto anniversary, I did a video so I could show my progress. And I didn't do it for the first month because my dog's barking, because I wanted to find out if I could stick to it. And it turned out I could, and it was quite simple and enjoyable. I've lost all the... Sorry about that. I had to go check on my dog. He's barking at coyotes. We live way out in the sticks. So anyway, I've lost all this weight happily with a full tummy. I eat when I get hungry. I eat until I'm full. And pretty much the foods list for both ways to do keto, or most ways to do keto, is the same. So the same foods apply, just in different ratios. But for me, this one sits right for me. It's very simple for me to understand and to do. For me, a perfect food, or one perfect food, would be like pepperonis. They're high in fat, moderate in protein, and this pack has 0 carbs. Now, of course, there's usually 1 trace carb, but it's okay. And they're good. So, I mean, that's like just one of my primary snacks or go-to foods. If I'm going to eat, I try to eat 3 meals a day. I try to keep them within an 8-hour period. I do include intermittent fasting in my keto. And it's not necessary to start out that way. You can grow to it and get used to it, acclimate to it. what works for some won't work for the other, and everybody's journey is different. You may have to tweak a few things and just figure out what's going on with you and your body. But for most people, water weight drops really quickly once you get all the carbohydrates out of your body. They really inflame your body and your tissues. So I think within the first 2, maybe 3 months, I had already lost 40 pounds. And I'm not even, I haven't lost the quickest, okay? So the first bit of weight is a flush of water weight. You get all the water off your body. And of course, there are very important things to know about, like your electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium, and drinking plenty of fluids to stay hydrated. But as long as you do those things and you pay attention to what you're doing, I think you'll find this quite enjoyable too, and it'll work for you. So I'm going to turn it over to Tamra over at Keto and Chaos, and Theresa, Ketofatgirl, Nomore, who, again, both women I just love and adore, and they both have remarkable stories. So, again, guys and dolls, please enjoy these videos, and if you need to know more, if you want to know more about my keto and the way I do it, I have playlists here on YouTube, and I have a website, ketodiamond.com, all one word, and I'll be glad to help anybody I can. So, much love to you. Check out these other two ladies. Bye, y'all.